No gyms, no fitness apps, no leg day, no one counting steps or chasing a calorie burn number. And yet, ancient humans were leaner, stronger, and had healthier hearts than most people today, without ever working out a single time in their lives. Meanwhile, we've built entire industries around forcing our bodies to move, and we're still struggling. So what did they have that we lost? The answer isn't more willpower. It's something much stranger. They didn't need exercise, because their entire life already was one. Here's the strange part of modern life. We've engineered almost all physical effort out of our daily routine. Cars instead of walking, elevators instead of stairs, screens instead of physical tasks. And then we go pay money, drive somewhere, and deliberately recreate physical effort for 45 minutes, calling it exercise. Ancient humans never had this problem because they never separated movement from life in the first place. There was no workout. There was just Tuesday. Every single task in a hunter-gatherer's day required physical effort. Finding food meant walking, often long distances, across uneven terrain, carrying tools or gathered food on the way back. Building or repairing shelter required lifting, carrying, and manual labor. Escaping predators required short bursts of intense sprinting. None of this was optional or scheduled. It was simply what staying alive required. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups, like the Hadza people in Tanzania, have found they typically walk somewhere between 8 to 15 kilometers a day, not as cardio, but just as a normal part of finding food. This is a key difference from modern exercise culture. Ancient humans weren't doing intense 1-hour sessions and then sitting completely still for the other 23 hours. Their movement was spread throughout the entire day, walking, squatting, carrying, climbing, digging, low to moderate intensity, almost constantly. Scientists call this NEAT, non-exercise activity, thermogenesis. Essentially, all the calories and physical effort burned through everyday movement that isn't formal exercise. In ancient humans, NEAT was enormous, because nearly everything they did required some form of physical output. Modern gym routines often isolate muscles, bicep curls, leg extensions, machines built around one movement. Ancient daily life did the opposite. Nearly every task was full body and functional. Digging for tubers engaged the back, legs, shoulders, and grips simultaneously. Carrying food or children over long distances built core and leg endurance together. Climbing trees for fruit or safety required coordination, grip strength, and full body control. There was no such thing as skipping leg day. Every day was leg day, arm day, and core day, blended into one continuous, practical set of tasks. There's another piece of this puzzle. Food access was tightly linked to physical effort. If you didn't move, you often didn't eat. Food had to be found, hunted, or gathered, not delivered. This created a natural balance between energy in and energy out, without anyone calculating calories. Compare that to today, where extremely calorie-dense food is available constantly, with zero physical effort required to get it, sometimes literally delivered to your door. The mismatch between effort required to eat and calories available is a huge part of why modern bodies struggle to maintain the same balance ancient humans had almost automatically. This is maybe the most important shift to understand. Ancient humans didn't need motivation, discipline, or willpower to stay active, because movement wasn't a choice layered on top of life. It was life. Nobody had to convince themselves to go for a walk. Walking was simply how you got food, water, or reached the next camp. Compare that to today, where movement has to compete against comfort, convenience, and every incentive pointing toward sitting still, which is exactly why exercise today so often depends on motivation that eventually runs out. It's worth mentioning ancient life wasn't non-stop grinding either. Hunter-gatherer studies show plenty of rest and low-activity periods too, sitting, socializing, resting after a hunt. The difference is that this rest was balanced naturally against genuinely demanding physical periods, creating a rhythm of effort and recovery. Modern life often flips this. Long periods of total inactivity, interrupted by short, intense, deliberately scheduled bursts of exercise, which is a very different pattern than what human bodies evolved to expect. This is often called an evolutionary mismatch. Our bodies evolved over hundreds of thousands of years under conditions of constant, varied, functional movement, tightly linked to food and survival. Modern environments changed dramatically in just the last couple hundred years, a blink of an eye evolutionarily. But our biology hasn't caught up. Our hearts, muscles, joints, and metabolism still expect the activity level of a hunter-gatherer, even though almost nothing about modern daily life requires it anymore. Exercise, essentially, is society's modern patch for a body that's still expecting an ancient environment. This isn't a suggestion to abandon modern life and go live in the wild, but it does explain why simply going to the gym sometimes feels disconnected from how our bodies actually want to move. Spreading movement throughout the day, walking more, carrying things, using stairs, and favoring varied, functional movement over long periods of total stillness. These habits align much closer with how human bodies evolved to function, compared to relying entirely on one scheduled workout to offset 23 hours of sitting. So ancient humans didn't need exercise, not because they were tougher or more disciplined, but because their entire environment demanded constant, varied functional movement just to survive. We removed that requirement from daily life and then had to reinvent it artificially, at a gym, with a schedule and a motivation problem attached. Understanding that shift doesn't just explain history, it might change how you think about movement in your own life. Do you think modern humans could ever return to that level of natural movement? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more videos exploring how ancient life shaped the bodies we have today.